बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय. Devotees, welcome on behalf of the Gyandipa Kirtan Mandali to tonight's devotions, the fourth in our 5 nights of devotions to Bhagavan Shankar, as we celebrate Mahashivratri, which will be done tomorrow night, of course. Blessings to all of you who have joined us from wherever you have come, and also those who have joined us online. It's a pleasure to have you joining together with us. We begin our journey, as we did on previous nights, with invocation. So I will, through simple mantra, seek the blessings of Gajanan Swami and Devi Ma, after which Panatumesh will lead us in the glorification of Bholinath, and of course, tonight, Vishnu Bhagwan, Bhagwan Sri Satyanarayan. Let's concentrate. Om Shiv Tanai Varishtam Sarva Kalyana Murting Parashu Dashana Kandhe Shobhitang Murakena Aruna Kusamamala Bhyal Mamboja Netram Mama Hriday Nivasam Sri Ganesham Namami. Om Namo Vratpati, Namo Ganapati, Namaha Parmathapati, Namastestu Lambodharai Ekadantaya Vignanashine Shiva Sutaiti Varda Murtaye Namaha. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Om Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Jayamti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Chama Shiva Dhatre Swaha Swadha Namostute. Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde Jai Bhutarthi Harni Jai Sarvagate Devi Kal Ratri Namostute. Om Hrim Shrim Chandikaya Namah. Boli Sri Shakti Jagadamba Mata Ki Jai. We continue our concentration. This time we praise the form of Bhagwan Shankar, Deen Dayalu Kripa Sagar. Visualize that form as Panditumish leads us. We glorify Bholinath.
Damarupan Shulapan Dhinatarajan Namo Namo Shishagang Bhasma Ang Karate Bharan Namo 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 Damarupani Shulepani Henatarajana Namo Namo Damarupani Shulepani Henatarajana Namo Namo Shishgang Bhasma Ang Karate Bharan Namo 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 Damarupani Shulapani Henatarajan तुम आदि देव अनादि हो, तुम अंतहीन अनंत हो, श्रीमंत हो भगवंत हो, हे नाथ गिरिजागंत हो, शशि ललाट तन हीरा, हे त्रिलोचन नमो नमो, शशि ललाट तन हीरा, हे त्रिलोचन नमो 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 दमरूपाणि शूलपाणि हे नटराजन नमो नमो। निसार इस संसार में शिव नाम केवल सार है। शिव शक्ति है, शिव भक्ति है, शिव मुक्ति का आधार है। रोम रोम हे अघनाशन नमो नमो। रोम रोम हे अघनाशन नमो नमो। नमो 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 दमरूपाणि शूलपाणि हे नटराजन नमो नमो। शीश भस्म करते भारण नमो नमो। करते भारण नमो नमो। करते भारण नमो नमो।
बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। Devotees, I would like you to concentrate on Shankh Chakra Gada Parma Chaturbhuj Vishnu Bhagwan Satyanarayan Swami. Again, Pradumeshwar Leelas as we glorify this aspect of divinity. Gun Avatar Bhagwan Sri Satyanarayan.
de 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 Mama gama gasa dha ni sa mama gama gasa. Sriman Narayan Narayan Narayan. Sriman Narayan Narayan Narayan. Lakshmi Narayan Narayan Narayan.
Lakshmi Narayan Narayan Narayan.
Lakshmi Narayan Narayan Narayan. Sriman Narayan Narayan Narayan. Sriman Narayan Narayan Narayan.
Sriman Narayan Narayan Narayan.
Edena ब्रह्मा विष्णु महादेव है, त्रिलोकनाथा परमेश्वर है। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महादेव है, त्रिलोकनाथा परमेश्वर है। त्रिलोकनाथा परमेश्वर श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण। Sani nani nama nama sa dha ni sa ओंकारा श्री पालनहारा, सिद्धि बुद्धि बल देवनहारा। ओंकारा श्री पालनहारा, सिद्धि बुद्धि बल देवनहारा। सिद्धि बुद्धि बल देवनहारा श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण हे जगत्राता हम वंदन है, सुख समृद्धि जय जगवंदन है। हे जगत्राता हम वंदन है, सुख समृद्धि जय जगवंदन है। सुख समृद्धि जगवंदन है श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण। श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण। लक्ष्मी नारायण नारायण नारायण। लक्ष्मी नारायण नारायण नारायण। श्रीमन्नारायण 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 नारायण नारायण। श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण। श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण। श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण।
बोलिए श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय। Devotees, we have been establishing, and I think it's already established from way back in the past, that life is nothing but an empty dream unless one realizes the Supreme. That Lord is the highest objective that we all need to seek. We can have whatever in this world, but if there is an absence of spirituality, there is emptiness. When Sri Ram in Sri Ramcharitamanas explained to Vibhishan about that Jai Rath, the chariot of victory, he emphasized the wonderful qualities we all need to have. But he specified, Isha bhajan sarathi sujana. Isha bhajan sarathi sujana. If you do not have the right type of charioteer, no matter what chariot you have, you're going to lose. And so in this battle of life, what is the charioteer? Isha bhajan. Seeking that Lord, relentlessly pursuing Him. The sages, those who have gone before, leaving their footprints on the sands of time, they remind us time and again. Man, seek that Lord. Simple bhajan devotee that reminds us. Re man tu Govinda Govinda bol, chana chana nis din jaat suvela. यह जीवन अनमोल मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल. Life is too precious to waste, devotees. यह जीवन अनमोल. Use the time we have. भज गोविंदम, भज गोविंदम, भज गोविंदम मूढ़मते. रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल. छन छन निस दिन जात सुबेला, यह जीवन अनमोल. रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल. उमर गई बहु थोड़ी बाकी, डगमग हो मत दूर. उमर गई बहु थोड़ी बाकी, डगमग हो मत दूर. ए हरि नाम का रतन लगा के, हरि नाम का रतन लगा के, मन में अमृत घोर. मन गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद. छन छन निस दिन जात सुबेला, यह जीवन अनमोल. मन तू गोविंद गोविंद बोल, रे मन तू गोविंद गोविंद. श्याम सुंदर की बांसुरिया नित बोलत मीठी बोल. श्याम सुंदर की बांसुरिया नित बोलत मीठी बोल. हे दर्शन पाना जो तू चाहे, दर्शन पाना जो तू चाहे, तुम न मंदिर खोल. मन गोविंद गोविंद बोल, मन गोविंद गोविंद बोल. छन छन निस दिन जात सुबेला, यह जीवन अनमोल. मन गोविंद गोविंद बोल, मन गोविंद गोविंद बोल. जगत झूठा जगत सत्य परमेश्वर ज्ञान तराजू तू झूठा जगत Adi Shankar devotees echoing the philosophy of Vedanta. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, God pervades every single atom of creation. Yet we don't see Him. We want His darshan. Darshana pana jo tu chahe tu mana mandir kho. You have to open the eyes of the mind. How do I do that? I have to get rid of the impurities. As Devi Ma explained to Himalaya in Devi Gita. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsarya, Sangyakau. These internal enemies, you have to get rid of them. ज्ञान के साबुन लेकर निस्दिन अंतर का नैला धोना. You have to use the soap, the detergent of wisdom, the soap of wisdom. On a daily basis, scrub the muck out of the mind. When one purifies the screen of the mind, then one is qualified for darshan. Adi Shankar is telling us, this world is false. There's only one truth, Parameshwar. What do we mean by that? In the context of Vedanta, all that changes, all that undergoes change is unreal. That which is unchangeable is real. In this context, everything in this world changes. The only one that doesn't change is the Lord Himself. Why gravitate towards the unchangeable? Because therein lies fulfillment. Why do not gravitate to the world of the changeable? Because therein lie losses. There is nothing to gain in gravitating towards the world of changeability. Seek the unchangeable, for that is who you are and what you are in reality. Unchangeable. One with the Supreme, the Divine. Oh man, understand the lesson. झूठा जगत सत्य परमेश्वर ज्ञान तराजू तू. झूठा जगत सत्य परमेश्वर ज्ञान तराजू तू. कर लो मिश्र भजन अब कुछ दिन, कर लो मिश्र भजन अब कुछ दिन, लगे दाम ही मूल मन गोविंद गोविंद मन तू गोविंद गोविंद. क्षण क्षण मिस दिन जात सुबेला, यह जीवन अनमोल मन तू गोविंद गोविंद मन तू गोविंद मन तू गोविंद गोविंद गोविंद. Chant. Chauthi bhakti va magungana kare kapata jigan. Devotees chanting the name of the Lord with a guideless purpose. The fourth stage in bhakti. Let's join. Hey Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Shri Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna. Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava. Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yaduvara Krishna. Manohara Krishna Murari, Murali Manohara Krishna Murari, Murali Manohara Krishna Murari, Murali Manohara Krishna Murari, Krishna Murari Shama Murari, Krishna Murari Shama Murari, Krishna Murari Shama Murari, Krishna Murari Shyam Murari, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Murahara Keshava Yadava Madhava, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Jaya Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Jaya Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Shri Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna, Krishna Krishna Yadava Krishna. Holy Sri Satyanarayan Swami ki jai. Devotees, last night we reflected upon how Sri Ram worshipped Bhagwan Shankar, divinity worshipping Shivaji. We'll continue with the same trend tonight, where another aspect of divinity worship Bhagwan Shankar, and for what reason? Actually, it was for our benefit. Sri Suji Maharaj, discussing again with those thousands of sages in Naimisharanya. Those sages listened and they listened and they were not satiated. Why? Ramayana tells us again, when Valmiki Muni asked Sri Ram, or Sri Ram asked Valmiki Muni to indicate a place for him, Sri Ram, Sita and Bhaya Lakshman to reside, Valmiki Muni said, Lord, tell me where you are not. If I know where you are not, only then would I be able to indicate to you a spot to reside. But I knew you to be all-pervading. Sri Ram smiled and said nothing. But Valmiki Muni went on to outline 13 different conditions, which if they exist, basically, he said, oh Lord, dwell in that individual's heart. And the first one he said was, oh Lord, all the rivers and streams flow to the ocean. The ocean never overflows. It had an infinite capacity for holding water. Oh Lord, all your glories are like different rivers and streams. The individual whose capacity for hearing, for listening, is like the capacity of the ocean for holding water. Meaning, the more they listen, the more they want to listen. They're never satiated with what they hear. They always want to hear more. Such a devotee heart is a pure spot. Dwell in such a place. One of the characteristics of a devotee of God. This is what we keep saying. You have to look at scriptures as a mirror and see what is reflected back to you. And this is the starting point. Pratham bhakti santan kar sanga, dusari rat mama katha prasanga. The second stage is to listen to my glories, Sri Ram told Shivari. And a person who doesn't listen, who can't listen, who doesn't, or feels, fed up of listening, then definitely that bhakti is not inside of you yet. Not there yet. It's a measure you can use to know where you are at. The words of the sages, infallible. They're not wrong. All devotees, check our scriptures and see. Initially, they all started with this attitude, this craving to listen to the Lord's glories. So devotees, these sages, what can we say about them? The more they listened, the more they wanted to hear. There was no satiation. Not that there wasn't fulfillment. There was fulfillment, but no satiation. Because the craving was for more. O Lord, O Holy One, Sri Suji, please explain further the glories of the divine. So devotees, wonderful. First lesson for this evening. Tabrishi uchuhu, suta sarva vijanasi, tatah prachamahe vayam, harishwasya lingasya mahimanang vad prabhu, chakrang sudarshanang praptam, Vishnu neti stutang pura, tara aradhanastat tat katha cha visheshatah. Devotees, the sages, they were saying to Sri Suji Maharaj, hey Sri Sut, and devotees, I like you a little bit of the Hindi and part of the Sanskrit, so I keep my practice also now. You may not understand, but perhaps it will be a good thing if you try to understand a little bit. You see, it's good to keep the practice, at least for me, the reader. So Sri Suji bole, hey Rishi bole, hey Sri Suji, हे प्रभु तुम सब कुछ जानते हो, इस कारण हम पूछते हैं, अब आप हरीश्वर नाम वाले ज्योतिर्लिंग के महात्म्य को कहिए। हे तात, शिव जी की आराधना से पहले विष्णु जी ने सुदर्शन चक्र प्राप्त किया है, उसकी विशेष कथा सुनाओ। The sages said, "O Sri Suji," and when I say the sages, there was one who was the main person questioning, making the request, Shaunak Muni. So Shaunak ji is saying, "O Sri Sut Maharaj, Sri Suji Maharaj, तुम सब कुछ जानते हो, you know everything," meaning with respect to the scriptures, etc. And इस कारण, and this is why, हम पूछते हैं, we are asking you, अब आप हरीश्वर नाम वाले ज्योतिर्लिंग के महात्म को कहिए. Explain to us the glories of that special lingam that was called Harishwar, where Hari Bhagwan, Lord Hari, Vishnu Bhagwan, worshipped Shiva. We understand that he was the recipient of the Sudarshan Chakra, that discus that he carries in his right hand index finger. He received that from Lord Shiva. How did this all happen? Explain to us this episode. We really want to know about it. Now, devotees, we can break down this thing a lot, but just one point I want to pick up from what was said here, where the sages said, "Hey Sri Suji, तुम सब कुछ जानते हो, इस कारण हम पूछते हैं." We know you are familiar, you have all the knowledge, and this is why we are asking you. So if you have to ask something, devotees, you ask for those who don't know, who will tell you nonsense. This is why people must have a level of proficiency to preach, to teach, etc. Not what you feel, what you read, sometimes anubhav. And Suji Maharaj is one with anubhav. He had the experiences. You see, devotees, the sages were familiar with Sri Suji, they were aware. Ved Vyasji would not give him that authority to go and preach scriptures if he wasn't competent to so do. A lot of confusion is created in today's world by people asking others who are not qualified to give them answers. And, a lot of wrong answers, nonsense being told to them, and creates confusion. So it's just especially where religion is concerned. As a matter of fact, everything in life, right? Seek knowledge from those who know, those who have proven themselves, those who have been tested over the time. These sages wouldn't compromise their devotees. So I thought I'd mention that point. Recognizing the level of proficiency, the expertise of Sri Suji Maharaj, these sages place their trust and confidence in him. Please explain to us the greatness of that Jyotirling, Harishwar. Devotees, Sri Suji is responding. Sri Sutuvach, Suyatangcha Rishi Sreshtha, Harishwar Katha Shubha, Yata Sudarshanang Labdhang, Vishnua Shankarat Pura, Kasmin Chin Samaye Jaityaha, Sangjata Balavattaraha, Lokasi Piraya Mahsur, Dharma Lupang Chakriri. Te Devaha Piritaha Daityar, Mahabal Parakramai, Swayam Dukkhang, Kathayamam, Asu Vishnu, Nirajakshakam. Sri Suji Maharaj is saying, "O sages, listen to the Katha of Sri Harishwar, where Bhagwan Vishnu worshipped Sri Shivji and was the recipient of the Sudarshan Chakra. There was a time, and he was speaking about a particular time, when the demonic forces were very, very powerful. Ati Balwan ho gaye. And this happens time and again, devotees. If you trace scriptures like a cyclical, there are times when demonic forces become so powerful. The devatas pray, we ask the Lord to manifest, the Lord manifests, destroy the demonic forces, we establish righteousness, but then it happens again. Dharma declines again. And in my own analysis, what I feel is that when the devatas happen to be re-established in their positions, then what they do? What they engage themselves in? Dance, merriment, entertainment. What the Rakshas do? When they get blows, they lose. They go back and they train and they train and they train. They perform tapasya to get power. Now this is the big difference. To be on top devotees, to get on top is not hard, to stay on top hard. And we have to look at ourselves. How many people could be in this situation? You reach to a very good point, but then complacency set in, as happens with the devatas. We become very complacent, and then negative forces, demonic forces, rear the ugly head. And devotees, even in society itself, is because of this complacency, either politically, spiritually, or otherwise. And wickedness rears its ugly head. Complacency. We take things for granted. So this is why we say this is cyclical. And it can happen in a person's individual life also. So there's very little I can do about the whole of society, but I can do something about me. And when I reach a certain point, don't become complacent. You reach on top, you have to do everything to stay on top. All that you have done to reach on top, keep on doing it. Don't give up. Don't feel that you reach, I'm there now, which is what normally happens. So devotees, these demons, been defeated many times before, very powerful. And so what they did? They attacked the demon and the devatas. They had that self-confidence now because of the training, because of their tapasya. And yes, demons also perform tapasya because they realize that the source of power is through prayer. But when we reach on top, that very same prayer, we don't stick to it. As I said last night, success, success, party, 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 problem, 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 puja, puja, puja. Why wait for that? Why not stick to the puja? Stick to your prayerfulness. Man is not supposed to fall. Man shows himself down. And I have said that to quite a few people, our leaders in this country of ours, who willing to hear, but some of them heard, and like the deaf, paid no attention to it, and they fell. And many more will fall. Complacency. Power. Corrupt. This is what happened to the devatas. The demons are very powerful. They attacked, and devotees, the devatas were put to the sword. When this happens, man experiences pain. Great pain. It is said, Sab manusyo ko pira dene lagi. Man on all sides. You see what is happening right now in society? Now, recently we are hearing home invasions, daytime, bold face. No, anybody could be a victim. Anytime, anywhere. See? Pira, pain, wickedness on the rise. Adharma rising. Here, Sri Shuji Maharaj is saying, Tatha dharma ka lop karne lagi. Dharma was hidden, was overpowered. Not destroyed, but covered. Lop. Nobody could destroy dharma. They could cover dharma, hide it. What we mean by that, devotees? So, just briefly, what is dharma? Many people believe dharma means religion. Religion is a superficial translation for dharma. Dharma is much more than religion. Religion is only a part. Many times people say they maintain the dharma. That means they light a day every day, or once a week, or they do the puja, put up the jhandi, they put on shalwar and sari and go temple. I did dharma. Maybe there's a difference between cultural aspect now and what dharma really is, So let me put this simply, devotees, and then you will analyze and ask yourselves if you maintain your dharma. Now, dharma is the inmost constitution by which a person is supposed to live. Simple definition, put it like that. So, to clarify it, each person fits into society in different capacities. Take a young person, any person, a young man. He is a son, he is a brother, he is a father, he is a worker in society. He fits into different capacities in society. In each sphere of life into which he fits, he has certain duties, responsibilities, obligations to fulfill. The sum total of all that is his dharma. The sum total of all these duties and responsibilities is his dharma. So you can be an ideal son but a bad father. You're not maintaining your dharma. You can be an ideal son, ideal husband, but a poor worker, collecting money under false pretenses. You are not a dharmatma. And you know, you would know, each person would know. And Chitragupta, the recording ability of your own mind will also know whether you maintain your dharma or not. So don't jump quick and say, I maintain my dharma because you're doing things of religious nature. I keep saying a person may not pray, but if you maintain your duties, your obligations, your responsibilities, that dharma protects you. And in society today, devotees, ask yourself, is dharma ascending or descending, declining? Adharma, is it the order of the day? Is it becoming more and more powerful? How many of us devotees fail in our responsibilities and duties, our obligations? Now, I mean, you have to analyze yourselves. I wouldn't be judgmental. But you know, all I'm saying is that I have to analyze me. And in my past, I have done a lot of that. And I thought also I was a dharmatma. When I realized, I analyzed my own definition, what dharma is, I realized I've been failing to. I have been failing to. I tried to rectify that. And since I did that, things are very much different. What about you? I don't want to fool myself, I keep saying that. I don't want to fool myself at all. It's very nice to strut about with a peacock, with this air of self-righteousness. But karma going to catch up with us, devotees. Karma bound to catch up with us. And then people will say, he was a good man, God shouldn't do him that. God doesn't do anybody anything. His own karma causes it. We can't hide. Devotees, dharma, duty. And each person must understand what it is. No excuse can prevent you from should prevent you from performing your dharma, your duty. Duty towards parents, duty towards elders, towards God, towards the society, towards siblings. We all have duties and responsibilities. Understand what they are and maintain them. Failure to do that, we bring about the decline. And when there's a decline in dharma, there's pain and suffering. Daihik, daivik, bhautik tap. Because decline in dharma brings wrong karma. And karma is the root cause of all our suffering. Think about it. And devotees, you know, many times people say this, you know, a fellow live a good life, he will look real good. And God punish him, he's suffering. And when you see, you open the skeleton, open the cupboard, the amount of skeleton walk out the cupboard, you're shocked. You're shocked. We cannot fool God. We fool only ourselves. Get that clear. And devotees, again, sometimes people say, they're doing plenty good. If they make one mistake, God will forgive them. You talking for God? Huh? They say karmas cancel. I keep saying cancellation is only mathematics. You plant a bad seed, you reap the fruits. Unless, as we explained, unconditional surrender, and you don't sin again anymore. Otherwise, you face up to the consequences. So devotees, you know, it's easy for me to tell people, many pundits do that. Yes, once you do your puja and thing, you maintain your dharma. Not me. How to understand? You might not even do your puja. Mansik puja, you may do whatever. Live the right kind of life, a life of dutifulness. And devotees, dharma may not always be pleasant. Go to Ramayana. Ideal. Everything I could go back to Ramayana and show you. When Hanuman was going to Patal to find Sri Ram and Lakshman, who were abducted by Ahiravan, who he saw guarding. Not Makar Dhwaj. Last night bhajan, Makar Dhwaj. That bhajan, if you could understand the Hindi, we sang that. Paiti Patal Ahiravan Maru. Yeah, Hanuman went Patal. But there he met Makar Dhwaj, his own son. And Makar Dhwaj serving Ahiravan. Sri Hanuman serving Sri Ram. Father and son on opposite sides. Devotees. And their duties call that they must fight each other to prevent one from going. They have to defend their master. Unfortunately, Makar Dhwaj wanted the negative side. But they fought not out of vindictiveness, but out of a sense of duty. Many people can't understand this. There are many things you can't understand, devotees. You see, take it very superficially. Principle not easy to understand. Not easy at all. This is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Gita, what he said, do your duty. When Arjuna saw uncles, cousins, etc., he had to fight with them. Bhagavan said, don't become faint-hearted. If you have to fight a righteous battle, this is your dharma, this is your duty, do it. Salvation lies in your duty. Unpleasant it may be, but never bad. So devotees are point on dharma. And everybody must try to understand this thing. Sometimes we tend to turn a deaf ear to this kind of thing. What he's saying. No problem. I keep saying the long one you to catch. I'm not making a mistake about this, devotees. I'm telling you, this is what it is. Maintain your duties. So if you understand this, even an atheist who might not pray to God, but he does his duty efficiently, he can develop himself spiritually. He's maintaining that dharma. But I'm not saying don't pray to God, young ones in particular. Because some of you will say, the Pandit say, you want to pray to God, just do your duty. I didn't say don't pray to God. Praying is a part of it. Prayer is very, very helpful. Religion is necessary. It's been a small part of dharma, though. Maintaining dharma. And so if I were to look at it, to the young children going to school, right now, what is your dharma? Amongst other things. What is your main responsibility? Not to study? If you fail to study, you're not maintaining dharma. You're not maintaining your dharma. We could go on and on, devotee, you're intelligent people. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I'm very worried, personally, after all these years of my life. I honestly feel my own conclusion. Dharma is declining. Dharma is declining. And if dharma was not declining, the world would not be suffering the amount of tap we have suffering right now in this world. Daihik, Daivik and Bhautik tap, which I explained the previous night. Collectively and individually, many of us are suffering. Dharma, based upon karma. Okay? So devotees, just thought I'll elaborate upon that a little bit. The dharma was declining because of the influence, and notice where it's coming from. Negative influence. Listening to the wrong people. Yeah? Alright? Somebody tell you, what are you going to the temple for? Devotees, look, I wouldn't elaborate. We know in 101 different ways influences are made to bear upon the people. All of us. And things sound so good. I'll just summarize by saying one thing. There is a good and a pleasant. The Upanishad say. The good will always be pleasant. The pleasant would not always be good. Don't choose pleasant, choose the good. As difficult as it may be, as challenging, as difficult, hard, unpleasant, do it. Don't compromise. Compromise in that respect will cause our pain. Devotees, so influences imposed upon society by these wicked ones who became so powerful, this alone is food for thought. Devotee dharma declined. Suffering was the order of the day. So, we have heard that time and again that Lord, who is Satyanarayan Swami, Vishnu Bhagavan, He is the sustaining force. It is said time and again, He manifests Himself. We explained manifestation before, when I explained about Gun Avatar, Vyu Avatar, Leela Avatar, etc. The Lord manifests Himself from time to time to destroy. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya shambhavami yuge yuge. The Lord said, whenever unrighteousness is in the ascendant, righteousness is on the decline, He embodies Himself from age to age. We all know that slok. Devotees, the Devatas decided that without divine intervention, nothing is going to happen. These demonic forces would not be able to be overcome. We will not be able to overcome them, to destroy them. And dharma will continue to decline, sink further and further, and more pain, suffering will be order of the day. devotees, they turn towards our Divine Lord and they pray to Him. In their own way, they sought His protective shelter. And they prayed, and I want to say that we all subjected to the same kind of pressures, devotees. So we pray. Simple bhajan, you can join me. We all know it. We appeal to our Lord, oh Lord, one more time, please come.
एक बार फिर तो आओ,
बन बन बिछड़ने वाली
लीला दिखाओ भगवन, लीला रचाने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ, बन बन बिछड़ने वाली लीला दिखाओ भगवन, लीला रचाने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ। क्रोधादि काम हमको बन कर असुर सखा के, क्रोधादि काम हमको बन कर असुर सखा के, इनसे बचाओ भगवन, इनसे बचाओ भगवन, जन की बचाने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ। गिरिवर उठा के तुमने, ब्रज की बचाया तुमने, गिरिवर उठा के तुमने, ब्रज की बचाया तुमने, अब फिर वही समय है, अब फिर वही समय है, नटवर कहाने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ। बन बन चरा के जिनके गोपाल तुम कहाए, बन बन चरा के जिनके गोपाल तुम कहाए, गौरी तुम्हें बुलाते, गौरी तुम्हें बुलाते, आओ चराने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ। कंसादि को बध कर भूभारत मिठाया, कंसादि को बध कर भूभारत मिठाया, अब पाप भर है भी, अब पाप भर है भी, भूभार हरने वाली एक बार फिर तो आओ। भक्ति की तेरा सुन के आवो किशोर भगवन, भक्ति की तेरा सुन के आवो किशोर भगवन, दुनिया के सुख से भर दो, दुनिया के सुख से भर दो, श्री कृष्ण नाम वाली दुनिया के सुख से भर दो,
राम नाम वाले एक बार फिर तो आओ, बन बन बिछड़ने वाले लीला दिखाओ भगवान, लीला रचाने वाले एक बार फिर तो आओ, एक बार फिर तो आओ, एक बार फिर तो आओ. Devotees, that Lord appears in a macrocosm based upon time, place, circumstances. But that Lord can appear in our lives any moment, any time. But the right condition is that we unconditionally surrender to Him, seek Him. So I am looking at this from two perspectives. The Lord must come to remove the burdens of the earth, but as an individual, you see this wonderful bhajan has a deeper meaning, devotees. We have Kam, Krodh, Lobh. Those are the enemies inside of me. This is the earth I am talking about. I want you to come one more time, O Lord. Come here. I need you here. Yeah? You uplifted the Mount Govardhan. That mountain of mental advancement, the mountain of yoga in me, is drowning. It's been drowning, in the waters of sensuality. Come, uplift it, O Prabhu. That's inside of me. It has personal relevance, devotees. Ban ban chara ke jinke gopala tum kahaye. The cowherd tending to the cows everywhere, calling out to you. Gawe tumhe bulate. Even the cows are calling out to you. Who are the cows? Gao, the senses. My senses are being bombarded, Prabhuji. Ao, come one more time. Come here. Kans Adi and Kans and all the demonic forces that exist inside of me, all the negativities, in whatever form, fashion, Prabhu, please, come manifest, remove it. Bhakti ki tera sunki. Listen to these words of devotion. I'm appealing to you, Prabhu. Please come. Now is the time I need you now. I need you here now, Prabhuji. I'm asking, I'm pleading. Ao, Prabhuji, ao. Let this world be filled once more with the name, your name, the goodness of your name, Ram, Krishna. That the power be felt once more. Devotees, you see, everything we do can be applied personally also. So I just thought I'll put that beautiful bhajan. When I sing it, this is how I feel about it. I can ask God to come outside, because conditions depend, will determine when He comes. But here, I can create my conditions for Him to come. You see? And the very same leelas He performed, metaphysically, this is what I want Him to do inside of me. This is prayer, devotees. Get back to the katha. The sages prayed, the devatas prayed sincerely. Sincere prayer. And they said, Bhagwan responded. Bhagwan said, O devatas, I am pleased with your prayer. What is your problem? And devotees, he explained that we are being bombarded by these demonic forces. We have been overcome by these demonic forces. Dharma is declining, O Lord. We need your timely intervention. Because of tapasya shakti, nobody could stand against those demonic forces. We need you, O Lord. We need you. And devotees, I always wonder how come Bhagwan always serve the cause of the devatas. But you see the demons, when they do tapasya, they want to get power, but the power is to make others subservient. That is bad. Nothing is wrong with power if it's used to help other people. So maybe this is why, even though the devatas become lax and complacent, Bhagwan will always help them. So even though we may become lax, complacent, it's never too late to turn to God. Do it for tomorrow, though. Ye ghari na jai beat. Till now. He's waiting to come into our lives, devotees. But you have to call Him. You have to call Him. And may I just add, you won't invite some guest into your home with, the bed not makeup and clothes strewn all over and dirty ways all over. You invite God in your house, right? Or anybody. You clean it nice. Even if every day the house is not so clean, this particular day you clean it and make it shine. You get in a guest come in. You want to impress, right? What about this house here? You want to invite him, but inside him in a cesspool of impurities? He ain't come in. You have to purify. Kama, krodho, lobham ho. Open the eyes of the mind, as the bhajan said. Devotees, only you could do it for you. I have to do it for me. We mustn't forget this. Don't allow circumstances to overpower us and make us forget what we're supposed to do. Because we suffer the consequences in due course. Yeah? So devotee is Bhagavan compassionate. And when he said to the devatas, "O devas, I will champion your cause. But I need to get that which is powerful enough to destroy these demonic forces. For they are very powerful. And what is going to happen? You go back to your respective abode, remain meditating, performing your duties, your religious duties. I'm going to perform tapasya to Bhagavan Shankar. And I'm sure I'll get something, some weapon that can be used to destroy these demonic forces." Devotees, the devatas were overjoyed. They knew that they were going to get help. They glorified Bhagavan Satyanarayan. Keshava Madhava Jai Deva Madhusudana Netra Kamala Dala Ativa Manohara. I'm saying this kirtan on purpose. Keshava Madhava Netra Kamaladal Ativa Manohar. His eyes, oh Sri Satyanarayan, your eyes are like beautiful lotus flowers, tender like lotus flowers. Important point to bear in mind. Hey Keshava, hey Madhava. Keshava Madhava Jai Deva Madhusudana. Keshava Madhava Jai Deva Madhusudana. Keshava Madhava Jai Deva Madhusudana. Netra Kamala Dala Ativa Manohara. 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 Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwar. Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwar. Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwar. Antarayami Prabhu Parameshwar. Maya Manush Desha Niladhar. 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 Deva Madhusudana. Jai Deva Madhusudana. Jai Jai Deva Madhusudana. Jai Deva Madhusudana. Keshava Madhava Jai Deva Madhusudana. Netra Kamala Dala Ativa Manohara. The devatas, devotees have hope. They went and continued to carry on their various religious responsibilities. Vishnu Bhagwan, Sri Shuji Maharaj is saying, "O sages, he went to Kailas Parbat. Kailas is said to be the abode of Bhagwan Shankar. Kashipuri is said to be the abode of Bhagwan Shankar. Where Bhagwan Shankar? Everywhere. Everywhere. But there are certain places that I explained where the vibration is so much more. You can really tap into that vibration. The Lord can, manifest Himself. So He went to Kailas Parbat. What Vishnu Bhagwan did, devotees? He took a vow that he is not going to give up his devotions, his tapasya, unless there's a response from Shivaji. One. Notice whenever we do puja, I would ask you, the Pandits will ask you, any promise, a sankalp? You have to commit yourself to it. And once you commit yourself to that, don't give up until you finish your puja. Not you come and, you do your puja and you feel like get up and go and walk and take a drink and come back. No. This is why we treat these things lightly, devotee, because we don't know what we're doing. And when we tell you these things, you say, well, them fellas weird, boy. Them fellas weird. I can't get up and drink water self. I say, no, so long why didn't you do puja? You took a sankalp. No game without pain. No game without pain. If there's an emergency, we can understand that. We always have exceptions. But you try your best as far as you can go. Yeah? Don't take the easy way out like water. You're going to dissipate in a short while. You see? So devotees, Vishnu Bhagwan took a sankalp. And then he created a Shiva Lingam out of that. And then he dug an Agni Kund. And I just want to, one moment to point out to you how important the fire is in Hindu ceremonies. All our ceremonies, all our rituals. Remember Grihapati? I told you Bhagwan Shankar gave him name Agni, Agnishwar. And I mentioned about fire. Devotee, there are 10 different kinds of fires. 5 are relevant to us. And 5 very, very subtle. Garhyapati Agni, the householder's fire. The householder's fire. And people suppose to be maintaining that fire, That is life, a source of life. There is Dakshin Agni. When we do Brahmagni. When we do puja, the fire we consecrate, the same fire, but the function now is different. This is Brahmagni. When we go to the cremation site, the same fire we consecrate, you see the same fire blazing. That is called Kravyad Agni. It's not the same as Brahmagni. When we do Shrar Karam, Pitrahavan and so on, we face south. That fire consecrated is called Dakshin Agni. And devotees, in each of us, there's this one Agni that is very important, it's supposed to work well. If you could remember the story I said the first night, the Brahman's name was Vishwanar. You know what Vishwanar really is? Digestive fire inside every one of us. A deeper meaning to the katha, which I didn't go into. So Vishwanar relates to that inner digestive fire that's in every one of us. And now that I've said that, if people could remember the katha, see what sense, deeper sense you can get out of it. And we can't see all that here. Confused many people. Right? So on your own you can go into it. I'll give you a hint. Vishwanar, digestive fire inside each person. The other 5 fires, are very subtle. And we don't really pay much attention to them because we can't identify with them too much. So what we are saying is that in devotions, the fire is important. And now, I like to speak about the Agni Kund. So we have the Agni Kund here. Now, if we have some people who, from my time, long time, Toy, maybe you could remember. I think if you could remember, long time when we had puja and so on. Well, sometimes they do the puja under mango tree. Yeah? And they would prepare the place nice and dig a Agni Kund. Very good. And they put you under the mango tree in mango season. A mango fall boot up all sides of you. And you go concentrate. Sometimes I should hope the mango fall in this rota head. You put me on that mango tree. But devotees, there are times when for shortcut, you know what they used to use? Pisa galvanized for the fire. A old hubcap. The younger one, I don't even know what they call hubcap. Yeah? So use that Devotees, all that shortcut, you know. And when it's a yag, you make a big Agni Kund. Now devotees, the Agni Kund, this is the most important part of the puja. Many pandits do puja and fire dead until time for final havan. That puja dead. Fire is the mouth of Brahm, they say. Fire is Brahm. You would realize that we here, we try to keep that fire lighting all the time. That is Shakti in the puja. I mean, sometimes you do puja, fire sleep away, srota sleep away, you pandit too sleepy. What kind of puja, what kind of yag you doing? Making joke? That is trouble with our people. These things, we don't understand the depth of these things. Fire must be there all the time. Now, devotees, the Agni Kund itself, you have different reasons, different purposes puja can be done. And, you know, it depends upon what is the objective of your puja. We say the size or the shape of the Agni Kund is used, is chosen. The shape of the Agni Kund. So, long time, but the galvanized was flat piece. I know what kind of shape that is. Hubcap was sometimes circular. I never see a square hubcap yet. But devotees, if you look at our Agni Kund now, long, we have triangular, right? What kind of Agni we have? You know, in this age, you know, one time people like styles, so all kind of different design and things they make in. Devotees in shapes play a very instrumental role in Hinduism. Shapes. So puja, you know, for blessings and yajna and so on, a different type of Agni Kund. If you have to do puja, if you want to deal with somebody now, I don't want to deal with it too much because before people say, I doing that. It's a special kind of Agni Kund you have to get, a special shape Agni Kund. And I wouldn't tell you in case you want to try it. You will self-destruct. Devotees, but for these yagyas that the sages would do, they would dig the Agni Kund according to dimensions. And I'll give you the dimensions. And for those of you who know, I have 2 Agni Kund made like that. That is for sacrifice, to get blessings. The base of the Agni Kund is square. And let's call it X. I'm going to give you a formula. So if the base is X, whether inches or centimeters, so the base is X by X. Yeah? The top of the Agni Kund, will be 4 times X. Square. And the depth of the Agni Kund must be 4 times X. So let's put it. If the base is 3 by 3, 3 square, then the top of it will be 12 by 12. And the depth of it has to be 12 inches. And if you look at that Agni Kund, Dinesh would know, he helped to fix mine the other day. As a matter of fact, Harold made it. Right? You will see how it is. It's shaped like a funnel. Start there, and if you extrapolate, it goes into infinity. Reasons for all that. Special type of. But if you can't maintain such a Agni Kund, don't try to make one. It could counterproductive. Remember, it's energy you're dealing with. Energy. You can use energy for anything purpose, and if you misuse it, it can destroy you. So devotees, I just thought I'll mention how important fire is in our sacrifices. Vishnu Bhagavan created this. And that wonderful Agni Kund, devotees, he consecrated it. And he started his puja, worshipping, various ways, chanting, praising Bhagavan Shankar, trying to please him so you can ask for a vardhan, a boon. So devotees, let's try to please Shivaji.
Om Hari 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 Hara tum हरदम प्यार भक्तों के हित का हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम शिव ओम हरि 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 हर तुम हरदम प्यार हर तुम हर
कैलाशपति भगवान कैलाशपति भगवान नीलकंठ परते तेरो जता तेरो जता गंगा हरि हरि हर तू हर तेरो आसन है पद्म भगवान तेरो आसन है पद्म भगवान ओ तेरो आसन है पद्म भगवान तेरो आसन है पद्म सर्वशक्तिमान हर तू हर Hरि ओम Bhagwan, lost in divine ecstasy, praising Bhagwan Shankar, hoping to get a response. Intensifying, intensifying. Hey Hara Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath.
Hare Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath.
Om Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hara Dinanath.
Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath.
Om Mahibhushan Shiva Gaurinath,
Om Mahibhushan Shiva Gaurinath,
Om Mahibhushan Shiva Gaurinath.
Om Mahibhushan Shiva Gaurinath.
He Parama Sumangal Dinanath,
He Parama Sumangal Dinanath.
Om Parama Sumangal Dinanath.
He Parama Sumangal Dinanath.
Girijaranga Paramananda, Samadhi Priya Gangana.
He Girijaranga Paramananda, Samadhi Priya Gangana.
He Girijaranga Paramananda, Samadhi Priya Gangana.
He Girijaranga Paramananda, Samadhi Priya Gangana. Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath, Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath. Hare Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath, Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath. Hare Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath, Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath. Hare Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath, Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath. Hare Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Umapati Shiva Bholenath, Shiva Shiva Shankar Bholenath, Neelakanta Hare Dinanath.
Devotees intense prayer. Intense prayer. No response from Bhagwan Shankar. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. And remember, it's Vishnu Bhagwan who is praying. Did he become angry? Did he become disenchanted, disillusioned? No, devotees. A lesson for all of us. You believe in something, stick to it. If what you're doing is not good enough, intensify. For we can always intensify. Vishnu Bhagwan decided to intensify, to do something a bit more. And devotees, he decided to offer the Sahasranam path, 1,000 names of Lord Shiva. But not only just to say it, 1,000 lotus flowers he decided to offer, each lotus flower with a mantra. So 1,000 lotus flowers, 1,000 mantras, Sahasranam path. Devotees, he started, collected his lotus flowers and began his mind focused totally on Shivaji. Bhagwan Shankar was testing him. We all are tested. We believe in what we're doing, or just going through formality. Believe, then don't give up. Intensify. Devotees, more test. Simply 999 lotus flowers were offered. One remained. To complete that Sahasranam path, there is saying the elephant passed through the needle hole, but he tail stick. When Lord Vishnu looked for the final lotus, there was none. There was none. And remember, he took a sankalp. Some of us will say, well, I can't get one, what to do? I can't do nothing. No. Vishnu Bhagwan said, no, I took a sankalp. I have to find the lotus. But Shiva in his mind, he searched and searched and searched. He couldn't find that lotus flower. And then, realizing that he had to complete his sacrifice, when we started off the bhajan, what we said? Netra kamal dal, lotus flower. Ativa manohar. If I am lotus-eyed, he said, then I will have to offer my eye, at least one of my eyes, to complete the sacrifice. The highest in self-sacrifice. Yeah? To complete his sacrifice. But he wasn't going to fail. And so devotees, that was his intention. To pluck out that eye and offer it to Shivaji. To complete that sacrifice. 1,000 lotus flowers. 1,000 mantras. Devotee Bhagwan Shankar appeared. Shivaji appeared. And when Shivaji appeared, Lord Vishnu was very, very pleased, satisfied. Shivaji said, "Oh Vishnu, I purposely didn't appear to test you. And you have made a great sacrifice. You have completed." Vishnu Bhagwan devotees, that 1,000 names he chanted. Bhagwan Shankar said, anybody who chants that, with the right attitude, etc., nothing is impossible to achieve. Nothing is impossible to achieve. And devotees, I'm going to do a stut, but not 1,000 names. People get started fighting already. Yeah. Now if you're not thinking otherwise, you say, yes, let me do the 1,000 names. But do expect that. Right? I mean, I know. Right? So, we have a stut here with some of the names, which I really want to do to please Shivaji. Now, in this stut itself, we are asking the Lord to remove the unhappiness from the world. Sansar dukh ghana jagadisha raksha. So I want you to concentrate for a few moments and pray, seek the mercy and grace of that Lord. Remove not only from our lives, but the world. I can't be happy here and next door there is trouble and I could be happy for all times. It's going to affect me. So we pray for worldly happiness, for the problems to go away. Om Tat Sat Namah Shivaya. Om Shiv Nam Avali Ashtakam. Hey Chandra Chuda Madananta Kashula Pani. Stanu Girisha Girijesha Mahesha Shambhu. Bhutesha Bhita Bhayasudana Mamanatham. Sansa Duk Dahanach Dagadisha Raksha. Hey Parvati Hridaya Vallabha Chandra Maule. Bhuta Adhipa Parmathanad Girisha Jap. Hey Vamdev Bhava Rudra Pinaka Pani. Sansa Duk Ghana Jagadisha Raksha. He Neelakantha Vrishabhadhvaj Panchavakta Lokesh Mishesha Valayam Pramathesha Sharva. He Dhul Jate Pashupati Girijapate Mang Sansaduk Ghana Jagadisha Raksha. He Vishwanath Shiva Shankar Devadev Gangadhar Pramatha Nayak Nandikesh Vishweshwar Andhaka Ripu Hara Lokanath Sansaduk Ghana Jagadisha Raksham. Varansi Purapate Manikarnikesh Viresha Daksha Makhkal Vibhu Ganesh Sarvagya Sarv Hriday Ek Nivas Nath Sansa Duk Ghana Jagadisha Raksham. Seman Maheshwar Kripamay He Dayalu He Vyumakesh Shidikanta Ganadhinatha Bhasmanga Rak Nakapal Kalapamal Sansa Duk Ghana Jagadisha Raksha. Kailasa Shaila Vinivas Brekha Kape He Mrityunjay Trinayan Tri Jaganivas Narayan Priya Madapaha Shaktinath Sansa Duk Ghana Jagadisha Raksham. Vishvesha Vishwabhaya Nashita Vishwarupa Vishwa Atmaka Tribhuvan Aika Gunabhivesham. Om He Vishwa Bandhu Karunamay Dina Bandhu Sansar Duk Ghana Jagadisha Raksha. Gauri Vilas Bhuvanaya Maheshwaraya Panchananaya Sharanagata Rakshakaya Sharvaya Sarva Jagatam Adhipaya Tasmai Daridra Dukadhanaya Namah Shivaya. Om Sri Shankaracharya Virachitam Sri Namavalya Ashtakam Sampurnam. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Ivabandhanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat. Om Har Har Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya. Boliye Shumapati Mahadeva ki. Devotees, Vishnu Bhagwan pleased Bhagwan Shankar, and Bhagwan Shankar gave that Sudarshan Chakra, that spinning discus as we call it, that Bhagwan Vishnu kept in his right hand index finger. And he praised Sri Bhagwan Shankar, he praised that stotra, Sahasranam Path. And as I said that, I paused for a moment because tomorrow is very auspicious. And a few times in the past, many of us in Gyanipag, we did Sahasranam Path. Yeah? But once he allows me, I'm going to do it again tomorrow, on my own that is. And I have done it quite a few times. Many times the truth alone is very, very powerful, devotees. Very, very powerful. And if you could read the Sanskrit, it's nice. the whole thing, a wonderful stotra. You feel different. It is different. Tomorrow, auspicious day, we're going to do it. And when I do it, I'll do it for all of us really, hopefully. So devotees, he prays that Sahasranam part. And as I said, whatever desires, as Abhilash Ashtak, we explained some previous day. These are special, secrets, formulas we have that can bring any kind of success and fulfillment into our lives. So devotees, this is it. And Bhagavan Vishnu was very pleased to receive this Sudarshan Chakra. And devotees, it is said, let me put it simply, he used that chakra to destroy all the demonic forces, and the peace was restored once more upon earth. Now, Vishnu Bhagavan did all this sacrifice for the benefit of mankind. So if you notice, one of the emblems that he's identified by is this chakra. Sasanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam. Yeah, he carries that chakra. And devotees, this chakra and this katha itself has deeper connotations. The 1000 lotus, the Sahasrar Chakra. Now this later, I don't want to burden your mind with Sahasrar Chakra thing. Go to Chakra thing and you're saturated. But if you could get some time, otherwise, I like to point out to you the depth of our scriptures. But importantly, everything relates to you, the individual. So the Sahasrar Chakra, in everybody, 1000 petal lotus. How you reach in there to find Shiva? Devotees plucking out of the eye, what does it represent? 2 eyes, non-duality. Non-duality. Vishnu and Shiva. Vishnu worshipping Shiva. What is that? Who is the bigger God? Last night we read Shiva Sahridayang Vishnu, Vishnu Sahridayang Shiva. The one in the same. So as I mentioned last night, it is meditation on the self. Time and again you would have heard Panitumesh mention to you that everything is inside. Tap into that inside. That self. This is what the key to it is. God not outside, only devotees. Here. That is the journey. And we can go inward and tap into the powers to destroy any demonic force, free ourselves from bondage. This is the whole thing about it. And this occasion of Shivratri reminds us of these powers. And devotees, we intensify our sacrifices. Okay? So I want to leave you with these things, and devotee, maybe some other time, we could look at just the end part alone and see what are the metaphysics, the metaphysical representation of these things, what it does to us as a person. But remember, devotion to Shiva, all solutions can be obtained. Nothing is impossible. Shivaji, Vardata. He gave that Sudarshan Chakra to Vishnu Bhagwan. Sudarshan. Darshan means vision. Su means good darshan. See with the right type of eye, right vision. That is key. That is key to solving the problems of life. Okay? So devotees, whoever listens to this katha, to end it, it is said, you are blessed, and whatever legitimate desires in the heart, if you listen to with the right attitude, you identify the right way, you bet anything, success and fulfillment is going to come. So devotees, let me end it here. Blessings to everybody. Bole Shri Umaputi Mahadeva ki, Bole Shri Satyanarayan Swami ki. We'll have the final Havan, devotees. Be made devotee, let me use the time. Tomorrow, Shivratri. I was informed by Panitumesh we'll start puja at 4:30. So around 5:15, we'll do Abhishek on the Shivlingam. And arrangements will be made to have the devotees and with all the ingredients and so on. And then by 5:30, 5:45, that time's good? 5:30, yeah. Yeah, 5:30. Those of you who want to make your offerings, the prasad, whatever, you can collect whatever ingredient, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, no ganja. Get all these things, devotees, and come and make your offerings here. No bhang, no ganja. We're going to leave all those things for tomorrow. Right? Batasa, whatever you want to make otherwise. We said Hanuman Baba is Shivaji. And I like wood. So, you know what we're saying there. Right? If you want to offer wood for Hanuman Baba, there's no problem in that. the Shivaji, he won't say no, take it back. He giving you back. Right? In any case, you take it back. So what we're saying, whatever you want to offer, but pray, love in your heart, prepare yourselves and come. Pantu Umesh will guide you as you make your offerings, and by 7 o'clock we would like to start our discourse. And remember, we're going to conclude our normal time. We're not going to go until midnight tomorrow night. Those of you who want to go whole midnight, when you go home, sit down and go through whole night. No problem. Do your kirtan bhajan and do your japa for the whole night. And when you come back next time, you will tell me if you did it. Okay? And remember, there's a difference between jagran, waking, worshipping Shiva, and waking, like when somebody did. Jagran, you sit down and wake whole night by pak, drinking coffee. That's not jagran. That's not jagran. You might have gone a week. Jagran, the self-discipline, no eating, no drinking, fasting, and Shiv jap, sacrifices. Try that and see. Okay? So it's up to you, devotees. But we are saying we are doing our puja, and from 7 to half 8 thereabouts, we're going to conclude. By 9, everything is finished. You go home to your home. And let me also mention to you that the Chaturdasi starts tomorrow evening late. It finishes Tuesday evening around 3:15, I think it is. So for all intents and purposes, you can offer jal Tuesday morning also. That was in the Chaturdasi. We worship Shiva on the Chaturdasi. So tomorrow night, we're not offering jal here, maybe by 9 half and we're out of here. You can offer jal at your home if you want to, or on Tuesday morning, you can get up and offer jal as usual. You have until 3:15 to worship Shiva on Tuesday. That's when the Chaturdasi is going to finish. Okay? So we're working with the Chaturdasi, the Tithi. Auspicious Tithi, time of to worship Bhagavan Shankar, Chaturdasi. So I hope you're clear. If you're not clear what you're doing, feel free to ask us afterwards. Okay? So, Havan.
Om Sriman Mahaganadhipatiye Swaha. Om Sri Gauri Mata Swaha. Om Sri Prithvi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Panchlokpalevaye Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Chandikaye Namaha Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Lakshmi Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Srim Hrim Saraswatyay Swaha. Om Krim Kalyay Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Tara Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Sundari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bhuvaneshwari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Bhairavi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Chanamasta Devi Swaha. Om Sri Dhumavati Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bagla Mukhi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Matangi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Kamala Devi Swaha. Om Sri Swaha Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Naudurga Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Hrim Shashti Devya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Sri Sitaram Chandraya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Radha Krishnaya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Hum Hanumate Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Aditya Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Chandra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Mangal Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Buddha Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Brihaspati Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shukra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shani Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Rahave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Ketave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Agindevaya Swaha. Om Sri Ishtadevaya Swaha. Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha. Om Sri Asthandevaya Swaha. Om Sri Vastudevaya Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Anand Swarupaye Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Guruve Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Stand, devotees. ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयोभवाय च ॐ नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च ॐ नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णम् उदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णगं स्वाहा। ॐ सर्वपापहरं दिव्यं गाङ्गेयं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनं च मया दत्तं गृहीतां पुरुषोत्तमः आचमन्यं समर्पयामि श्रीयगिन्देवाय नमो नमः।
बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। शिवारती। जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव अर्धांगीधरा ओम जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन हृदय हंसानन गरुरहसं वृषवाहन साजय दो भुज चार चतुर भुज दस भुज ते सोहे तीनों रूप निरखता ते भुवन जन मोहे अक्षमाला बनमाला मूंदमाला धारी चंदन मृगमद चंद्र भाले शुभकारी श्वेतांबर पीतांबर बाघंबर अंगे ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक भूतादिक संगे करके मध्य कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूल धरता जग करता जग भरता जग संहार करता ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव जानतय विवेका प्रणवाक्षर दुहु मध्ये ये तीनों एका ये गुना स्वामी जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे कहत शिवानंद स्वामी सुख संपत्ति पावे So the devotees we proceed to conclude by glorifying Bhagavan Shankar. Simple bhajan, Bam Bhola, Shiva Bam Bhola, Bhola Bhola. Mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re, mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re. Bhola Bhola, Bhola Bhola, Bhola Bhola, Bhola Bhola. Mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re, mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re.
Bhola, 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 bhola.
काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे। कोई चढ़ावे पान फूल, कोई चढ़ावे माला, कोई मांगन मांग रहा है गोदी में के बाला, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे। अंधन को आँख देता, कूढ़ीन को काया, बाजन को पुत्र देता, निर्धन को माया, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे। काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे। भोला 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 भोला, हे भोला 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 भोला, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 बम, मेरे बम 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 बम। शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु, विविधताप निवारण हे विभु, अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां, शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं, शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलं, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलम्। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष, मंगलाय तनुहरि। ओम आवाहनम न जानामि विसर्जनम, पूजां चैव न जानामि, क्षम्यतां परमेश्वर, हे परमेश्वर। ओम गच्छ गरुश्रेष्ठ स्वस्थाने परमेश्वर, यत्र ब्रह्मादयो देवास्तत्र गच्छुतास्न। ओम लाभस्तेषां जयस्तेषां, कुतस्तेषां पराजया, येषामिन्दि वर्षामो हृदयस्थो जनार्दन। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं गणेश्वर, हे परमेश्वरी, हे सदाशिव, हे जनार्दन, हे कपीश्वर, हे अग्नीश्वर, यत्पूजितं मया देवा, हे देवी परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। ओमसतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम गच्छ त्वं भगवन् अग्नि स्वस्थाने कुंड मध्यतः, हुतम् आदाय देवेभ्यः शीघ्र देहि प्रसीद मे। ओम ब्रह्मग्नये नमः। ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति शांति शांति, हरि ओम। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, उदय शाह जगन्नाथ की जय, आर शक्ति जगदम्बा माता की जय, बोलिए श्री स्वाहा माता की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की शुभमस्तु. Blessings to all. Kindly be seated, devotees.
Sitaram. With only one more night to go to culminate our Maha Shiva Yagya, we are thrilled by your continued presence and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Refreshments can be collected along with prasad and arti at the front. And kindly remember that your cooperation with security personnel goes a long way. Safe journey home. Sitaram.
All right, and this evening, devotees, let me say blessings to the Manohar family. All right, Dani and Nivi, and Savida, member of the management committee. All right, three of them start to perform puja, and Avinash is on the outside here, and Shanta is outside here, but I'm not seeing Vavina. Vavina is here? Oh, there is Vavina. So quiet like Shivari in the bag there. All right, blessings to the entire family. Not forgetting the grandson. Right, you all have been members of Gandhi Book from since its inception. Well, Nivi, Dani joined later, and Sabita joined plenty later. Right, after you were born, no? Yeah. So it's nice to have the entire family. This is, what my vision was way back in the past. To have entire families coming together in Gyan Deepak. Like this, to perform puja. So, as one of the gurus in the family, I'm happy. I'm very pleased. And once your blessings to you all, and keep it going. All the best. And you have been very, very hard workers. And devotees, some of you may not know, but Dani and Nivi, they have been all parts of Trinidad with members of Gandhi Bhakt doing yagyas. Isn't that so, Dani? And I think that they're happy to go again. Huh? When COVID disappears. All right. So you have done very well, great sacrifices. And merits will come to you. Nice to have you joining together with us this evening. Blessings. Blessings, devotees. Have a safe journey back home, everybody. Manju, everything good? Varun better? All right.